Well, hello friends! Welcome back to browser hacking. Today we are going to implement the Innerhtml property, and we're going to try to do both a getter and a setter for it so that we can serialize the DOM if you read the property, and we can also do a HTML fragment parse if you write to the property. So we'll start by just making a little test like we always do. So I don't know, something simple. Maybe we can just make a script that does something. We'll make some div. This has some HTML inside it. And we'll try to serialize the contents of that div. So let's see. I'm getting all jumbled here with all these things. Maybe at the end of this I'll be better at doing HTML. What do you think? So I guess we'll store it like that, and we'll say foo.innerhtml. If we just should we just alert it? It might be the easiest. Because we just want to see what it contains, right? So let's start with the property getter. So first thing we got to do is add the Innerhtml as a property to the global object. Oh no, not to the global object. What am I saying? It's going to be on the node wrapper, I think. Or is it in? Let's see. Dom Innerhtml MDN. It's an element API. Okay, well that makes sense, because, you know, you wouldn't get the Innerhtml for like for a text node. So fine, I guess we're gonna need an element wrapper then. It's one of the wrapper types that we haven't added. So fine, let's go ahead and add that. So we'll copy we have HTML canvas element wrapper. We'll just copy that to be the element wrapper. That's fine. And let's see, bindings, element wrapper. Getting more and more of these wrapper classes in libweb lately. It's going to reach a point where it's too painful to write all these manually, and we're going to start generating them, but it's still okay to write them manually. I'm getting a little bit tired of it though. So let's see, element wrapper. And I guess the HTML canvas element wrapper should inherit from element wrapper now instead of node wrapper, just to make sure that everything is as it should be. Okay, and then element wrapper does not need all this canvas gunk. There we go. And then we just do a search and replace. Okay, and finally we only wanted wait, I'm forgetting something here. Element wrapper. All right. Let's do the Innerhtml property. And in this guy, we're not going to return the preferred height because that makes no sense. But instead, we want to return a string that is the element Innerhtml. I think we'll just implement these in the element class. So we'll have a string Innerhtml const, and we can also have set Innerhtml, and this will take a string view. Then you can pass in any kind of string. Okay, So this will be our getter, and then our setter will be, oops, our setter will just be returning undefined, I guess. But what should it do? It should call set inner HTML value to string. Oh, it's a JS value. Sorry. To string. Maybe that's it. Okay. Too many arguments, right? We don't need that one. Okay, so this will be our property. That's pretty good. And then we got to make sure that we actually construct these correctly. So we'll say if it's an element, then return a no wrapper, blah, blah, blah. This code just wants to be generated. It's just really asking for it. All right. And we also need to go to the element class and say, hey bro, my wrapper type is a bindings element wrapper, which we'll put here. Okay, so that's good. Now, that did not build because element wrapper did something goofy, and what was that? It's that we're returning something in a setter. That's not necessary. Okay. Fine. So then we should go and actually do something in these functions. So element set inner HTML string, I guess, I don't know, markup, and string element inner HTML. So serializing the Dom, I guess we can just we don't want the element itself, but the contents of it, right? As a DOM tree in string format. So it would be something like, we'll make a string builder, and we'll turn builder to string, and we should probably get string builder to, okay, and then for each in subtree, then let's see, can just do that. Then we'll have no child, and we'll say that if node is element, builder append, and the node tag name. Okay. Otherwise, if node is text, append to text node. Wait, we don't have text here. Dom text to text. All right. I realize now that I should be writing these in more libwebby style, which uses these. And I should also fix more of my code to look like this because it's quite nice. Okay. Maybe we can devirtualize here manually, because why not? All right, to text node dot wait, what is it called when you want the string in a text? It's a character data, so we want the data. Right, so like that. And, well, maybe that's okay for now. It's a simple start. Web and apps browser and sync and run. And actually, let me get ahead of myself here and actually add it to the little test area. Innerhtml. Innerhtml property test. Okay. Right, we forgot to do something with set innerhtml. Seems like this guy here needs an iteration decision. So this for each and subtree, it's a helper template that will just iterate through all of the descendants of a given DOM node and invoke a callback. And the callback is templated, so you can be anything really. And in our case, it's just lambda, which I find this is a very nice way of writing C++ lately. Making these little templated for each helpers. Very common pattern in Serenity. So, poof. This has some HTML inside of it. Oh yeah, but we're totally forgetting about closing the tags. Yeah, I didn't really think that through, did I? So yeah, we're visiting every tag, but we're gonna have to be a little bit more clever. So, but it's a start. So let's see how we do that then. I guess we can. Should we make some kind of what do we do? Some kind of a stack of element names, of tag names, basically. So tag stack, and then we have to do the recursion manually instead. So maybe we'll make and this will be like this, and we'll take a node to recursion to, and in here we'll say for each, no, wait, what am I doing? Child is node first child, and child is child next sibling. Okay, and then if child is element, then builder append. Then we do this thing, right? And actually, we don't need the tag stack. We can just use the normal stack. So child, and then we recurse into the child, and then we do this backwards when we come out of the recursion. So that, and otherwise we will just say if child is text, right? Something like that would make more sense, right? And then we just recurse into this. Wait, am I doing that right? No. Like that. Should probably be a const. Okay, am I flailing around enough yet? Okay, here we go. So we're skipping over a bunch of node types, but it's not super important for now. Look at that. Very tidy and nice. That is indeed the HTML that I put in it, right? So that's very, bare bones implementation of an Innerhtml Dom serializer. Now let's do the setter of the property. So do we have the parser here? Parse, no. The HTML parser already knows how to parse fragments because I implemented that in another video for using libweb in like user interfaces. So we have the HTML parser, and we can just use that here. So parse HTML fragment, and we'll give it the document and our markup. And it will give us a fragment, and then I guess we need to get rid of all of our children. So we don't really have something to do that. Let's make a function that does it, I guess, just for the expressiveness of it all. Because, yeah, and let's put that in parent node, which is the base class of any node that can contain children. I think we'll want that there, so we'll say remove all children. Parent node. Ooh, our first actual function in parent node that we put out of line, I mean. Parent node, remove all children. How do we write this? Like, while auto child is first child. Remove child. Child. Something like that. Maybe we should actually be nice and put it into a ref putter so that we don't end up with any kind of shenanigans here, because I don't know what the generated code would look like. It might do something silly if this ends up destroying the pointer, and then it's probably not, but I don't trust this sort of thing today, every day. So remove all children, and then we have the fragment, and we just want to take all of the children of the fragment. So child is fragment. Wait, if that fails, if we can't parse it, what happens if you can't parse it? I don't know. Well, we'll just remove all the children for now, and no matter what. So if no fragment, then return. But if we did parse it, then we'll go for the first child. I think we need document fragment. So we take the first child, and as long as we have a child, next, or we want to move these from so that they're not parented in the thing. So actually what we want to do is more like remove all children was doing. So we want to do something like file ref putter node child is fragment first child. Then we can remove the child from the fragment. Remove child. This is actually kind of a bizarre function signature, but I understand why it's made this way, because because I made it, and because passing a smart pointer here makes sure that we are holding a smart pointer on the stack inside of remove child, which makes it a little bit easier to reason about because there's a lot of pointer chasing going on here. Anyway, so remove a desk child, and then we want to add it to this element. So append child, a child. Okay, I guess we should also make some kind of a test for this. So, how about we just leave this one alone for now, and then instead of getting it, we'll do like Innerhtml is, but now the blink HTML has changed. Oh goodness, I feel like this is gonna get all screwed because the script tag, it's gonna screw up the parsing, because like the parser will think that this is the start of a new DOM node, even though we're supposed to be parsing the script. Because anyway, this will get screwy, so we'll just do this first. It's changed. And let's see if that works at all, because I am curious. We're definitely going to have to trigger a relayout when you change the Innerhtml property. Because otherwise we won't update anything visually, since we don't know that something changed. Okay, I don't know what happened here. I mean, actually the relayout is not necessarily, in this case, not necessary, because the script actually runs before we do the first layout, because we don't lay out until we parse the whole document anyway. But this didn't work super well, so what does our DOM look like? So we have the body with the div ID foo, and then it is completely empty. All right. So what does our fragment look like? Let's see. Let's do debug set inner HTML. First thing we can do is just log the markup that we are being asked to parse, and then we can also say fragment is null. In this case, fragment is, and then we need some kind of a dump thingy. Dump. We have dump tree fragment. So this should allow us to see the DOM tree of the document fragment that we parsed in the debug output here. So fragment is nothing. Why is it like that? Because we're getting called with the good string, but then the DOM tree that this document fragment produced is completely empty. So parse HTML document. Man, I haven't looked at the parser in forever. So what happens if we are in the free state and then we just get text and we just append it to the text buffer? All right. So we are here, and then what happens to the text buffer at the end of parse? And nothing. So I guess if we have some text in the text buffer when the parsing finishes, we should probably commit that. But where do we commit that? Move to state. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so we'll do something like that. If, well, we'll say commit text node, and we'll put that out here, auto commit text node. Okay. And this can actually do this implicitly. That's probably fine. And then commit text node. Wait, what is the text buffer? This is kind of old code that I wrote forever ago, but we're just gonna make it so that when we exit the HTML parser, if we have any accumulated text, we'll just commit that into a text node. So a little bit hackish. This HTML parser is totally ad hoc. I just wrote it from like looking at an HTML file and then like, how would we parse this? HTML parsing is actually really well spec'd, so it would be a good task to go and actually implement the HTML specification way of parsing instead of this totally hand-rolled goofy parser. But it has served us well so far, so I'm not going to complain too much. Of course, this did not work. Why did that not work? Did I say something stupid? Text buffer is empty. No. Okay. What? This is parse HTML document, right? And that's fine. Node stack last. Wait, I don't remember so much about how this works. It's the node stack. So it should be appended into the root. So why doesn't that work? Maybe something is going wrong. Let's just log something here. Characters in text buffer when parser finished. Length. Because I want to know if you're even running this or what. Poof. There are 29 characters when it finished. And the fragment is still nothing. Okay. So then we should be committing a text node. We can log something about that. I commit text node, append to node stack last. Tag name. All right, so we're actually appending it to the document fragment now. Then is it just that we don't know how to dump these, maybe? Oh, it is probably that. Or, well, we can put something here. So like if we're trying to dump a document fragment, do something like document fragment. And we'll need that. Okay, so this is just the dumping of these trees. So a document fragment is a parent node, so it should recurse into the children. If we say is parent node, which is determined by... Wait, how the hell do we know something is a parent node? Wait a minute. Is parent node. Okay. Aha! That's, okay, so we only think that these two types are parent nodes, but that's actually false. Because document fragment node is also a kind of parent node. So, fixing the little Dom problems here. So the problem, there were two problems here, that we didn't know that the document fragment was a parent node, so we didn't try to dump it. And we also didn't recognize the node type, so we didn't print any like, oh, I'm dumping a document fragment, little banner or whatever. So now we should get those, but probably still nothing would happen here. But at least we can see this is what the document fragment looks like now. So that's good. This is the text node that we want to append to the div that we're working with. Dump Dom tree. So, oh shit, wait, hold on. Look at this. This div actually does have this text node in it. So is it just that we need to do a complete layout tree rebuild, perhaps? Set Innerhtml. Wait, how do we even fix that? We do like update style, I guess. This is a little bit awkward, but let's try it. Document update style. This stuff is so unoptimized in libweb. It's like, it's really funny for me because I spent so much time working with this highly optimized web engine in the past, and now it's like we're back to square zero here. It's still not good. What does the layout tree look like then? Layout tree looks like this. So we're totally missing the text nodes. We need to build a new layout tree. And how do we build a new layout tree? I feel like I have some function for that. Is it update layout? No. Force layout. Yeah. Force layout. Throw away the entire layout tree and start over. Yeah. What does it do? It does a layout. And if you don't have a layout, it will build it. Yeah, right. So I think in our case, we need to be responsible and actually do a style update first, because the engine is not smart enough to realize that you can't do layout without having style information. That's something that we should fix at some point, but right now we have to first run all the selectors, find all the CSS that applies to everything, and then we can do a layout once we have all of that information. Anyway, basically this is just run CSS and figure out what the specified style of everything is, and then this is, all right, take the specified style and actually place things in the document so that they have a pixel offset from the top left corner. All right, so this did not work out. We can't do a layout at this point because we don't have a frame yet. Well, we don't have a frame yet because we're still in the parser. That's interesting. So what happens in update layout? We don't have a frame yet. That's because we are still parsing, so I'm surprised that we would have even any kind of layout going on at this point. That's kind of strange. We shouldn't have that. Okay, set Innerhtml layout. If there is no layout route, make a layout route. And then I guess if we made one, otherwise we'll just not do anything. I feel like I'm just trying to patch over the problem. Layout document. Oh wait, yeah, right. Because it's not that layout route is null. It's just that when we try to do a layout, it asserts that we have a frame. So we should check here. If there's no frame, there's no point in doing a layout because we are just a headless document at the moment. It's okay to... it's tricky because you can't really meaningfully lay out if you don't have a frame, because the frame tells you how much space there is to lay out within. But this is so weird because now we have the text node here, and the layout tree is just missing. Why is that? Update style. Oh, wait, do we have to say that this thing needs a style update? Update style is lazy. So, it's not a forced style update, it's a lazy style update. So we have to actually say that the subtree of this element is dirty. So set needs style update, true. Yeah. So update style was doing nothing to this particular subtree because it was not marked dirty. No? What am I missing? Who wrote this engine? We still don't have a layout node. Dom still looks good. Wait, how does this update style work then? For each and subtree of type, so we find all the elements in the document, and anyone who needs a style update, we say recompute your style. All right, so what does that do? Recompute the style. Checks if the parent has a layout node. If not, we do nothing. So I guess nobody has a layout node yet at this point. This is a little bit sad because at the moment this depends on the parent having been laid out already. So in our case, we're still in the HTML parser, and we're like feeding. We're creating the document, and if we encounter a script, so we run the script, and we can't recompute style for this thing yet because it hasn't been laid out, or its parent hasn't been laid out. And so this will just set no style update needed and then return. But then does that wait, what does that even mean? Does that mean that I'm actually screwing this up by calling? I am so confused. Okay, let's go backwards here. So how the heck does a layout happen in the first place? We are in HTML view, and we call layout because we resize or something, right? So layout and sync size, where we tell the mainframe how big it is, and then we call document layout. All right, and then in document layout, if we don't have a frame, do nothing, fine. If we don't have a layout root, build a layout tree. And if we have a layout root, then we lay out. Where do we do this style though? Update style. Is this the only place where we do this? Oh, create layout node. That's where we resolve the style for an individual element. Right. And layout tree builder. Okay. So this is recursive. Yes. So we're here. And we want to build a tree for the div. Why don't we try to create layout tree node tag name? Let's just see what's going on here. And we can, I guess, also tweak our little test script a little bit so that, I don't know, we can have something like a function x where we do this, and then we say document add event listener mouse down foo, and let's just say console log trying. All right, very, very hackish, but let's see, what is your problem? This doesn't work. Why do you not work? I can't click on you. Oh, maybe the document doesn't have that particular event, actually. Frick. Right, I can't do that. It doesn't work yet. We'll make some clickable thing to click on. Clicky. Dev clicky. Click me. And we can even give it some style. Background. Color red. Color white. Border 1px solid black. Okay. This is a bit more struggle bus than I expected, but we're gonna be okay. All right. So, wait, why can't I see this thing here? What is even going on in this document? It has click key, sure. Wait a minute. Something is off with this document. Oh, I forgot the HTML tag. Look, this is why we need to work on that HTML spec parser, because I forget the HTML tag and then everything gets all confused. Gosh dang it. All right. So things are still confused, and now everything else is confusing too, but can we see the DOM? Okay, so this at least is looking a bit more sane, although that body is within the head, so it's still not quite right. I never... Okay. Wouldn't it be nice if everything just works now and I've just been chasing this stupid parser problem instead? Click me. I'm clicking it. Seems like the clicky thing is not doing anything, at least. So... Isn't it mouse down? Let's see if the mouse down event still works. Wait, no, not that one. Where's the... Yeah, this is the mouse down event. All right. And clicky is the ID. Clicky is right here. But this doesn't do anything either. So why was I expecting that to work? What's wrong then? Tell me. Do you have some kind of malfunction? Can I see event handlers somewhere? This is all a comment? Wait, why is this all a comment? How did I achieve that? This is confusing. So, okay, it just looks like a comment. All right, fine. What am I doing so wrong here? Clearly I'm like making every mistake possible, but mouse down. Oh my god, the function is not called foo, it's called hacks. What? Okay. Today we are struggling a little bit, let's be honest. But they can't all be great days, so let's see. Click you. Well, at least we crashed. At least that's some kind of reaction, finally. What don't you like? You don't like me because I am trying to lay out something. So maybe we were being extremely aggressive. I totally forgot. I was like throwing everything at it. So what were we even doing in set Innerhtml? Set needs style update. Maybe that's everything that we do. Document style. Don't we have a timer for this sort of thing? Style update timer. Schedule style update. Yeah, that's the one we want. So something like that. Document. Okay, so now what's the problem? We have some invalid memory when we're trying to lay out something. I'm guessing because we are very bad at, we're throwing away a DOM node, but we don't throw away the corresponding node from the layout tree. So we're very bad at that, and we're not going to get good at that in this patch. So schedule style update. We'll do something kind of, what should we do? Maybe when a node is deleted, he should check if he has a corresponding layout node. So if layout node remove, is there such a thing as parent? Parent remove child layout node. That's kind of awkward, but basically we'll just like yank it out of the layout tree. Oh wait, not in the constructor. What am I doing? Destructor. So when a DOM node is destroyed, we yoink any layout node out of the layout tree. And at least then now removing the children worked. But what does our DOM tree look like? That's here. Now the HTML has changed. So again, the DOM looks right, but it's not updating the layout, because it's not enough to just do a style update. So if we have a layout root, well, let's just say like document invalidate layout. And we'll nuke the whole thing in there. So invalidate will be like the lazy version of force layout. So force layout invalidates the layout and then does a synchronous layout. So we'll just do this. We'll allow you to invalidate the layout separately from provoking it. So this should finally allow us to swap out the DOM tree inside of an element and then just tell the document, throw away your entire layout tree, because you're going to have to start over, because incremental layout is difficult and we're not going to solve that in one sitting. Maybe a couple of sittings. Poof! Finally! Ha! There we have it! Ah, man, that was a bumpy ride. But I'm glad that we finally got here. Yeesh. Okay, so definitely getting accustomed to libweb again. So let's commit some patches. We had the, what was it? The document fragment being a parent node here, right? Yeah. So git commit libweb node is parent node should return true for document fragments. Straightforward. And this guy is the destructor thing we just did, so it's kind of goofy, but we'll do it. Libweb. Detach any layout node from its parent if present in node. Say detach corresponding. Wait, what? Well, corresponding is a long word. All right, that's fine. And then what are all these changes? Fixing the dump logic for document fragment. We can do that one by itself. Make dump tree look okay for document fragments. And the parser was all about accumulating text, and if we accumulate text and still didn't commit it to a node by the end of the parse, then we will produce a text node from whatever text we have left. I think that was a pretty sound change, so let's just get rid of the debug spam here. And with some at the end too. Alright, so like that. That's a decent change, yeah. Web. Commit any uncommitted text at the end of HTML parse. If there's any text left in the buffer, in the parse buffer at the end of HTML parsing, we now commit it as a text node. Yeah. And then we had the wrapper changes and document layout. That one's kind of nice, so we'll commit that one separately. Web Dom document. Allow add document validate layout. This function allows you to throw away the entire layout tree if that's something you want to do. It's certainly not super cheap to reconstruct, but hey, who am I to tell you what to do? All right, and I guess we're also fixing that in this patch, but that's not super important to mention. And we had the remove all children, so that's a useful helper. Parent node, web, and parent node remove all children. This safely removes all children from a node that has children. It will call removed from. I think it calls removed from. Let's double check that. Parent node. Remove child. Call removed from defaults to true. Yeah, okay, so that's default behavior. We don't have to mention that. Great. And then what else did we have? Node wrapper. I guess the stuff that's left is just the Innerhtml stuff and the element wrapper. So we can just stop this silly debug gunk everywhere and then just do a big commit. The web implement getting and setting an element.innerhtml. So this is pretty neat. but let's say something about it, how it works first. So getting the Innerhtml property will traverse the subtree inside the specified element, inside the element, and serialize it into a string as it goes. Maybe we'll say recurse through. And setting it will parse the set value as an HTML fragment, and if it will then remove all current children of the element and replace them with all the children inside parsed fragment. Setting Innerhtml will currently force a complete rebuild of the document's layout tree. Yeah, so it's not super cheap, but it's something we can do better at someday in the future. Man, that was a whole heap of stuff, but really productive session, I would say. Although it was a bit frustrating that I made a bad DOM and then I didn't realize that was screwing everything up. And yeah, should really go and implement a proper HTML parser at some point. Maybe that's something somebody's interested in. I don't know if that sort of thing is interesting to people. That's definitely work that needs to be done, but there's infinity things to do in this system. I've just been kind of tunnel visioning on the browser stuff lately, as we all know. But it is a lot of fun, and I think this is really great, and I hope it's still interesting. And I guess you wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be interesting. But I'm just going to keep going with the browser until something else interests me. So we might go for one more day. We might go for another week. We don't know. But I will mention that I did get some patches for the browser the other day. So I was very happy. So thank you, Roman, for working on that. And it's just a good time lately to work on all this stuff, and I'm really glad to have this project, especially in these times when things are going really weird out there and we just need to have something to occupy our idle hands with all this time. It's not like I was doing that much other stuff when I wasn't forced to sit here, but now that I don't even have the option of going outside, it's a bit weird. Also, let me back up. I shouldn't exaggerate. I do have the option of going outside. We're not in full quarantine here in Sweden, so I don't want to misrepresent that. But it appears to be steering in that direction, but it is still okay to go outside and get groceries and things like that. So just want to make sure that I don't misrepresent anything, because I don't want to do that. Anyways, I will stop rambling now and say thank you for hanging out with me while I work on the browser. I hope you saw something interesting and that it was not too frustrating to watch me mess around with the DOM tree. And I guess I will see you next time. Bye.